अस्सलाम वालेकुम एवरीवन। तो इससे पहले मैंने एक कॉन्फ्रेंस की वीडियो आपके साथ शेयर की थी जिसमें मैंने इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस अटेंड किया था आईआईटी बॉम्बे में। तो वहाँ पे कई सारे से डॉक्टर्स आए थे यूके, यूएस एंड कनाडा से। लेकिन मैं ये वीडियो सेपरेट इसलिए बना रही हूँ क्योंकि मैं आपके साथ एक वीडियो शेयर करने वाली हूँ जो कि डॉक्टर ज़फ़र महमूद सर ने शेयर की थी हमारे साथ में कि डिलेड माइलस्टोन के बच्चों में एक्सरसाइजेस क्या क्या करानी है। पूरी वीडियो देखने के बाद आपको बहुत सारी सी चीज़ें समझ में आनी है। तो चलो स्टार्ट करते हैं।
When we start early intervention, we always follow the very basic. Take a look at the detailed history, ask for the preventable conditions. इसका आंख का टेस्ट हो गया आरओपी के लिए, आरओपी वर्कअप हुआ इसका? हाँ सर हो गया है। ये रिपोर्ट इसी में है। ओके। इसका कान का बेला टेस्ट हुआ है? जी सर, तुरंत हो गया। ओके। इसका थायराइड का टेस्ट हुआ है? जी सर हो गया। Wonderful. All the reports are there and they are normal. Now to plan early intervention, always remember it should be holistic. And what I mean by holistic is to address all the developmental domains, social, fine motor, visual, auditory, and definitely the gross motor as well in the first year. If we start, always it should be the position of a child in which he or she should be carried. Like. Thank you. Hello. The ideal position to carry is always astride the shoulder. When the child is awake, you can carry him down if it is sleeping. But if the child is awake, always remember to carry the child astride and upright. The leg should be as far as possible, which helps to prevent dysplasia of hip or a protector for that condition. Secondly, the child may require initially 4 finger support for the neck, which should subsequently we should reduce to 3, then to 2, then to 1, and then remove it. For vision, the child should be put around 6 to 8 inch in front of the eyes at the eye level, and the child should be spoken in simple one language and not to use madrasas. Another simple technique to promote vision is to make the child lie down, and at the foot end a series of small bulbs can be put, which can be used to promote the fixation of the light. Bright colored toys can be used, moved from side to side to help fixation and following the child. For auditory and speech stimulation, again the best way is that the child should be at the eye level. The mother should be speaking to the child with gestures, with eye to eye contact, with clarity in one language and not to use madrasas जो हम तुतला के बोलते हैं. For hand function, the most important is to pluck the fingers from inside out and outstretch the thumb. This activity should be provided around 50 times in a day by the family members. आपको समझ में आया जो मैंने बताया? अपने को इसको अपनी आंख से 6 से 8 इंच की दूरी पे रखना है. सीधे पाँव करके लेटती है, उधर सामने की दीवार पे बल्ब की सीरीज लगाना है. ट्वाइस से आंख के सामने दिखाने की कोशिश करना है. मुट्ठी को अंदर से बाहर खोलना है, अंगूठे को बाहर निकालना है और हमेशा इसको सीधा लेके चलना है. जी सर. इतना करेंगे. अभी अपन 1 महीने के बाद इसको वापस दिखाएंगे. Always remember, if the child had an episode of birth asphyxia or HIE, or we are suspecting hypertonia or the head centers are at the lower side, we should always stop massaging and just do simple gentle touch therapy, not to provide rigorous massaging which can further promote hypertonia. Thank you. Carrying astride and the child holding the neck in itself provides the stimulation for the neck control. Second activity is to make the child lie down, not to pluck from the hands, help the child holding from the axilla, supporting the shoulder but not the finger should not be supporting the neck area, rather the shoulder area, and holding the axilla. The child should be made to come to sitting position, bend it forward, and again made to lie down back on the same position. This activity should be repeated 4 to 5 times in a single setting and 4 to 5 times in a day. Another simple way to promote neck holding is to take a towel, fold it, and make the child lie down on the chest, and using some bright color objects at the level of the eyes, the child should be made to watch so that he or she tends to uphold the neck. Third way is to provide stimulation at the nape of the leg on the back side so that the child tends to raise the head, and which in itself supports the neck control. आपको समझ में आया? The simplest techniques जो अपन the first and foremost is to ensure that the child has a writing reflex. Secondly, the initial activity of neck control which we are providing, there is a small change in that activity now. When we bring the child to sitting position, pull him forward, but when it reaches the neutral position of sitting, make him sit for 30 seconds and then make him lie down. While we are promoting the neck control, we are not making the child sit for 30 seconds, but now this activity is required. For the child to have sitting, we need to continue the initial activities which we have planned for the neck control activities as well as vision, hearing and hand function. They should not be stopped, number one. Secondly, for the sitting, writing reflex is required, and to promote the writing reflex, the simplest way is to hold the child at the lower back and make him tilt towards the left. If you see the child outstretch the hands and try to prevent the fall. The same should be repeated on the other side. That means around 4 to 6 times in a one day on both the sides and 4 to 6 times in a single sitting. This will help the child develop the writing reflex. आपको समझ में आया? जी सर. First and foremost, the child should be sitting independently. The child should be able to come to sitting position independently. Third, the child should be able to come to standing position from sitting position with the support of a stool or a table or a chair. And lastly, the child should be able to walk holding on. If these milestones are missing, each and every one individually should be promoted. So first and foremost would be to help the child come to sitting position, and the best way is to make the child lie down on the back, press the legs, hold the axilla, and try to tilt the child toward one side so that he starts supporting and pushing from one hand which is free, and make him sit down. The same should be repeated from the other side, and it also again helps the child to come to sitting position which will be required, which is the grade 5 of sitting, and until and unless the uppermost milestone of the CDC grading of sitting is not attained, it will not be possible for the child to independently stand up. So this will be further supporting both the hands. Subsequently, one hand can be supported. Lastly, there can be two persons sitting and a rope can be pulled between them so that the child holds the rope and tries to walk with the support of the ropes. Always remember, whenever a child attains something or reaches a point, he or she should be provided with a toy or whatever things the child likes so that he is positively reinforced. All these activities needs to be repeated 5 to 6 times in a day and at least 5 to 6 times in a single session.
I know वीडियो थोड़ी लंबी हो गई, but I think this is the best video for the early interventionist. Thank you.